Ebushani komo ewo channel so channel so am say haksi AGH Projects Avenue. Amanyo sem na ejemre na EDB exomo. Best I say any demo ene EDD kanya. But Maria so bitima subscribe to the channel. Na hit notification bell so share na for friends so ensa into NKB. Breaking news unia nsem bi ebobo ewura eye NPP amayeko no aso eye ewo anafo ho a enya asem koto akra na nyanya na ntiek se eye regional organizer NPP amayeko no eye Charles Talong Ndambo a police for insa akano a enya asem koto akra na eno ene ya project eye flyer no ede ato eye screen so ede amount no na ye ko flyer nim na ye hwe nsema hodo a free home so eba was the Upper East Regional Organizer of the New Patriotic Party NPP Charles Talong Ndambon has reported been arrested by Ghana Police Service following protracted dispute over a party-owned Changan Hunter pick up allocation to Namdam constituency. A press release on Tuesday, May 19th, 2026 indicate that the arrest occurred near Boagatanga High Court. It comes after a month of failed attempt by the party's regional leader to retrieve the vehicles from the former parliamentary candidate. Awunya eyeka ho sensema enam so ama yachi eye abranti na mbesra se yembo enwura eye ensempofro ma aka na yehwe ne yekọ ene di eba ewo chani so mda se wajemre ewo hase yembo enwura.
NPP corruption unprecedented, and this is the Attorney General and the Minister for Justice, Dr. Dominic Akuritinga Ayine. I love this man a lot. He's very humble and he speaks the truth every time. This is the man. When I ask him a question and he knows he will not be able to tell me the plain truth, he will tell me, Black Rasta, I can't tell you the truth and I don't know how to lie. Sometimes he will tell me, this is against the ethics. Other times he will tell me, I will give you this information. A week from now. He's a very principled man. He knows his work. He's a legal luminary. He's a Stanford lawyer, Connecticut. He's a brilliant guy. My brother, my sister, this is the man we are talking about. Dominic Akuritinga Ayine. Now, since he came into power under the John Dramani Mahama, Professor Nana Jane administration, many people have criticized him, saying that he's doing too much talking. Others have said that the oral that was supposed to be the backbone of his office, in fact, has comatose. In the very words of Amin Anta, it is in coma. My brother, my sister, this is Dr. Dominic Akuritinga Ayine. He has spoken. And he has spoken about oral. He has spoken about something that is very, very, very intriguing. He has spoken about the corruption, unprecedented corruption in the NPP regime. Let's watch that tape, and when we return, we will go into it. Watch this.
You know, statements like that are being made that we are doing this because oral is failing. Oral is not failing. All right, go back and check the records. I am the first Attorney General in the history of the Fourth Republic to have brought 5 corruption cases in 1 year. Go back and check the records. And what is happening in court now is rather putting pressure on them because they know that I have been so diligent in my investigations, I have been so diligent in the prosecutions that they are afraid that their people will go to jail for, you know, the acts of corruption that they engage in. And so the accusation that we are shifting focus away from oral is not something that I will pay heed to, because oral is on track and oral is going to succeed.
Hey, did you hear that? Did you decode that? He said, in the history of the Fourth Republic, no attorney general has been able to go to court with 5 criminal cases like he has done. And that's a fact. To be able to go to the court with 5 criminal charges, it's never happened at a time, and they are all in court at the same time. It's putting pressure on the court system, putting pressure on the judges, putting pressure on the judiciary to deliver in record time. Ghanaians are all crying that they want to see some action, and the action has left the table of the Attorney General to the courts. If there's anything at all, Ghanaians should be marching to the courts to ask for speediness. He has done the prosecutions. 5 prosecutions, unprecedented. And everything is in the court right now. He's looking at the courts and telling the courts that there must be action. Now, the president, John Dramani Mahama, also decided to plead with the courts to start a certain special court that will be dedicated to this oral thing and be able to make the prosecutions and the trials very, very fast. That is why we have Justice Francis Apangabono Achebonga sitting on some of these almost every other day. Now, the Attorney General has made it clear that the NPP knows that all the 5 people, alleged criminals who have been thrown to the courts, will go to jail. That is why they are busily trying to make it look like there is nothing happening. Yet they know by the way the investigations were done by IOCO, by the Office of the Special Prosecutor on the other side, my brother, my sister, and some other such investigative bodies, especially IOCO. These people would go to jail. That's what he said. I need you to listen back to the tape. We'll make our final comments and watch out for where he said that never ever in the history of this country, not in the Fourth Republic, have we seen an Attorney General go to court with 5 big criminal cases. And this is basically because the party in power at the time was busily stealing, allegedly. Watch this.
You know, statements like that are being made that we are doing this because oral is failing. Oral is not failing. All right, go back and check the records. I am the first Attorney General in the history of the Fourth Republic to have brought 5 corruption cases in 1 year. Go back and check the records. And what is happening in court now is rather putting pressure on them because they know that I have been so diligent in my investigations, I have been so diligent in the prosecutions that they are afraid that their people will go to jail for, you know, the acts of corruption that they engage in. And so the accusation that we are shifting focus away from oral is not something that I will pay heed to, because oral is on track and oral is going to succeed.
Oral is on track and Oral is going to succeed. They are afraid that all the 5 that we have taken to the course in just 1 year, you heard him, unprecedented, because of unprecedented corruption in a demonic government that took over the destiny of Ghana 8 solid years. Now they say they want to come back for the year. This is Dr. Dominic Akuritinga Ayene, the Stanford lawyer. My brother, my sister, he has spoken. Ghanaians must be excited about one thing. Look at the investigation. Take time to look at what has been investigated, what investigators have found. In fact, I have not been too interested in trials in the past because politicians, they know how to protect each other, and I hate them. You know that. But in this regime, I've seen some seriousness. I have seen how investigators go through every crevice, every fissure, every crack, every hole in order to demystify some kind of crime. When you take the Hanan case, look how hard Iyoko and the Capo di Tutti Capi, one Caporet, Raymond Archer, look how diligently the investigation has gone. Even an illiterate can look at it and shake the head and say, wow, a lot of work has gone in here. In fact, when you look at the work of Iyoko right now, you know that we are getting there as a nation. Forensicity, clinical forensicity in all these investigations. Look at Kwekwe Boyne. He himself allegedly clapped for investigators when he was arrested. He thought he had covered all his tracks. In the Nana Addo government, he was the kingpin. Nobody could stop him. And they were able to stop him like that. Look how the trial is going. It's clear where we are going to land finally. My brother, my sister, Iyoko finally looked at the Hanan case and realized that, you know what? This case is going to drag. Let's take out all the companies of Hanan. Let's go for him and his wife alone. And let's see if this will delay. That is looking for results. My brother, Hanan, Kweku, Kwabna Edubuahene, Chairman Wuntumi, look at all the allegations against Wuntumi. Even a blind man can see for the first time that this is glaring. The Exim Bank, Galamsey issues. Oh my God. I think that we rather need to encourage the office of the Attorney General and Minister for Justice and all its subordinates, Iyoko and the rest, to do more, rather than saying that Oral is comatose. The unprecedented corruption we saw in the Nana Addo regime has inundated the courts with criminal charges and cases that our courts are struggling to cope with, in the words of Dominic Akuritinga Ayene. But in his own words again, he says they know that all these guys, their people, will go to jail. And I believe him. It's the black pot, aka Kokoshonemo, where we speak truth to power. NPP threat. We will make Ghana ungovernable. And this is a guy called Salam Mustafa. Salam Mustafa is the gentleman here. Salam Mustafa. I don't remember ever meeting him. If I see him outside, I will not know that he's capable of saying the things that he said. Because he has a face that looks very, very serene, responsible, and humble. But Shakespeare will tell you, there is no art to see the mind's construction on the face. In other words, untumi hwe nipa nim ne hunu ade a ewo na adwene mu. Dabi. There is no art to read the mind's construction on the face. This is the guy we're talking about. His name is Salam Mustafa. This is not the first time people are hearing about him. He's a very controversial guy. And sometimes he makes utterances, and you wonder if those utterances are out of, what is the word? Frustration. Or some such thing. No. He said that they will weaponize the youth of Ghana that belong to the NPP to make Ghana ungovernable. We'll play you the tape. But this is the guy we're talking about. This is Salam Mustafa. My brother, he was the national youth organizer of his party. All the youth were under him. Very hard-working guy, running from constituency to constituency, region to region, very energetic. So the youth know him. So when he says they will weaponize the youth, he knows what he's talking about. The youth know him. Now, 2026, he said he's probably no longer a youth. For that matter, he cannot run for the youth organizer. He will run for something else. To those who don't know this guy, run the dossier. Let's see exactly who he is. And he has a rich background. Now, Salam Mustafa, popularly known as SM, that's Salam Mustafa, is a prominent Ghanaian politician, project management specialist, and the current national youth organizer of the NPP, known for his aggressive grassroots mobilization and fiery political rhetoric. He has risen through the party ranks to become one of its most visible national executives. He was born and raised in Tamale in the northern region. There's nobody from Tamale I don't know except this guy. Growing up in a large family alongside 10 siblings. Maybe that is where the frustration is coming from.
We ain't some who team course watching on so I'm not so jemre. That's an so body no body in the Dumia Dumania, Yabasang Asum.